Good morning, folks, and welcome back to my channel. I decided to do a WIP and chat today of my water lilies and Japanese bridge. I'm just moving stuff around so that I can actually have it on camera for you. I am more than halfway done, as you can see. If you remember, this is, oops, sorry about the bump. This is 59 centimeters by 57 centimeters. So, pretty decent size. Oh, sorry about all the bumps. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of blues and greens, a bit of yellows. If you look down here, it shows a lot of it shows purples. Those purples are actually blues. So yeah, and the whites are like a cream. Some of them are light green. So yeah, can't go based on the color of the pattern. So it's looking quite interesting, and the ABs really make it sparkle. The ABs are just everywhere in this thing. But yeah, you can see I've got the bridges all done. Now I'm working down below. I'm working on the water lilies. Oops, excuse my arm. Just move something out of the way. And put my light board under. I'm gonna plug it in because it's getting pretty dim. There. Okay. Now hopefully you can see. This is going to be interesting. Because as you can see, it's a new angle. So let me just see if I can move this over. Oh, that looks a bit better. I know it's not a big close-up or anything. Just give me a moment. I'm answering a message from my daughter on Facebook. There. Okay, now. I know, yeah, you'll see I have rings. I wear rings. Once in a while you'll see this ring is actually on this finger. That's because I removed this ring and put it on this finger when I'm writing, because it just, I don't know, it just feels a little weird being on this finger when I'm writing, so I'll swap it over to this finger. Normally I have a ring on this finger, but in a previous video I mentioned I do have a strange lump here, and I don't know what it is. I have to wait until November to get an ultrasound done before the doctor will do anything, unfortunately. That means the ring that I normally wear on this finger, I can't wear because it's uncomfortable and sometimes it hurts. So, okay, now, and let me get the rest of my stuff set up on my other table mate. These are great little tables from Walmart. I got them a few years back, and they work great for me to diamond paint from. Okay, so you can actually see quite clearly I've already done one color so far on this section. Now, because it's I did not put this in numerical order because there's only 3 numbers. Alphabetical order, there's, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters. So I just left it. I left all the drills in the order of the DMCs. But of course, because it's diamond dots, the DMCs, the numbers are different than actual DMC. So I just left them in that order. So then when I'm working on it, on my section, I just start at the bottom here and work my way. I do, yeah, work my way this way, but I start off this doing the bottom row, filling in the bottom row. So the next one is the right arrow. So now on here, you'll see this section up here is the color that I'm working on, and this here is the same color I'm working on. It looks purple on here, but you'll see, but I don't know if you can really tell, but you can see it's really dark. It's, yeah, it's almost a black. Yeah, here's a piece of trash, but yeah, it's a very, very dark blue, almost black. That's for my stray drills, and this is for my garbage. Until I get something better, I'm just using an old pill bottle for my trash. So yeah, I don't know why. It's odd that they used the color purple, but hey, it makes it interesting, because you never know what the end product will look like based on the drill field. I remembered the words this time. Here's a trash. Okay, so let's get motoring. Now I may have to turn on my little fan periodically because it is a very warm day today. Yeah, you can see right there, you can see part of my cat by the door. He spends a lot of his time sleeping there with the door wide open for the fresh air, because it is currently 31 degrees Celsius in here. Oh, and by the way, happy 4th of July to all my United States friends out there. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you're celebrating safely. If you set off fireworks, do it carefully. Up here in Canada, our celebration day is the 1st of July, Canada Day, yay! And yet we had fireworks. It's yeah, it was fun with the fireworks. I did not sit outside and watch the fireworks. I was tired. I was sitting inside and relaxing, working on this. And I'm going slowly with this because I believe I've mentioned in a previous video. Oh, excuse me. I'm almost done at diamond paintings, and I don't right now have the funds to buy more, because with recently moving into a 5th wheel, trying to get everything set up and organized and straightened out, and getting all my funds budgeted. I guess that's a good word for it. I ran out of propane, so I'm unable to, without the propane, I can't do dishes, I can't cook on my stove, and I can't shower. So I've been going over to my dad's to shower. And for cooking and dishes, thankfully, I have a little single electric burner, and I have a kettle, so I've been boiling water with the kettle to wash dishes, and I use the little burner to cook with. I also have an air fryer that I also use to cook with. Tomorrow I get my GST, so with that I'll be buying a can of propane. Well, I'll be refilling a can of propane, a tank of propane. And my dad told me it's like $40 to refill a tank of propane. I believe it's a 20-gallon tank, something like that. So, yeah. That's, yeah. And the rest of my GST will be going towards groceries, food. But thankfully, I do believe I mentioned in a previous video that the insurance for my van is covered for this month, so I don't have to pay anything when I get for insurance at the end of this month. So when I get paid at the end of this month, because being on disability, I only get paid once a month from income assistance. I have to make sure to make that money stretch. So I have to, when I get paid at the end of this month, I'm filling another tank of propane. And I did promise my friend in Colorado that I would ship some completed diamond paintings to her. So the only reason I'll be able to afford to do that is because I don't have to pay insurance at the end of this month. It's gonna be a smaller package than what I was originally planning on sending her. And it's cheaper to ship from Canada to the US, so it won't cost me all that much. So I'll be doing that when I get paid at the end of this month, which is actually not at the end of the month either. It's actually in 2 weeks. Yeah. So, yeah. So once I've got that done and I figure out my finances, any of you that know of Joe Cole and his store, Meow and Forever, I have placed an order with him of a diamond painting that Mushy from Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting commissioned him to do for her, and I loved it so much I begged and pleaded, and I got down on my knees and I'm like, pretty please Mushy, can I get a copy? And she relented. She's like, oh, okay, fine, I'll let you get one. And so she gave Joe Cole permission to share it with me, and I'm yay. And the reason I really, really wanted it is because Cookie Monster is one of my nicknames from when I was younger, in my 20s. I got the nickname because of a weird voice, a funny voice that I can do. I can still do it, but it really, really, really hurts the throat, so I'm not going to do it. But I used to sing the Cookie Monster song, you know, C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. It's from Sesame Street. I don't know if it's the Canadian Sesame Street or the American Sesame Street, but I used to sing that song in that voice to my kids, and they thought it was the greatest. Well, not when they were really little, but when they got a little bit older, they thought it was the greatest. I never got the opportunity to really sing it to my son, thanks to my ex-husband. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I talked about it in a previous video. I'm not going to bring it up again. I'm not going to explain it again, because it is a pretty touchy subject. I don't remember how much I talked about it, like how much detail I gave, but basically because my ex-husband, something that he did got him arrested and thrown in prison for a number of years, and the Ministry for Children and Family Development, that's what it was called at the time. They like to change their name periodically, but in the United States it's known as CPS, or Child Protective Services. Well, they took our two little children that we had together and put them in care, and they pretty much lied to my face and decided to put my children up for adoption. Yeah. They screwed over my life. I did everything that they wanted me to do. Jumped through all of their hoops, and in the end they screwed me over and decided to put my children up for adoption. So, and thankfully I had a cousin, him and his wife, they can't have children, so and then they were hopeful when they heard that my children might be put up for adoption. And yeah, I told them, start the adoption process. Go for it. And they were granted. Yeah, they were able to adopt my two children. And we had a verbal agreement that I would be able to visit with them and see them anytime I wanted. But then the ministry again went behind my back and told them a bunch of stuff, because yes, my ex-husband may have done some terrible things, but I have a huge heart, and I was communicating with him while he was in prison, and they told me and they told my cousins that as long as I was in contact with him, I was not allowed to have any contact with my children. Yeah. So I did end up cutting contact with him, and that was 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago I cut contact with him, and yeah, 7 or 8 years ago I cut contact with him, and to this day I still have not had any contact with my children. My cousin went back on his word and has refused to let me have contact with my children. In the beginning, my dad was able to go and visit with my children, with his grandkids, and yeah, but then after a few years, my cousin stopped that too. So my dad has had no contact with his grandchildren. He has 3 grandchildren through me, and he has 2 grandchildren through my brother. My brother, he decided he became, I don't know why, but he became a real a-hole and cut contact with us, and by us I mean myself, our dad, and our sister. And yeah, he did that like 12, 13 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer. Yeah, it was longer than that, because he did that while I was pregnant with my son. Or was it when I was pregnant with my daughter? Oh geez, I can't remember now. I just remember, I just remember that I was pregnant at the time, and yeah, he got into a big fight and decided to, he got into a big fight with our dad, big argument, and decided to cut contact with us. Apparently, yeah, he's still quite the a-hole. The mother of his 2 children used to live next door to our dad, and she chats with him. She's a friend of his on Facebook, and she chats with him periodically and sends him pictures of their 2 kids. Okay, for ABs, I use these tweezers. It turns out these are actually medical forceps called Adson pickups, or Adson forceps. Yeah, doctors use these in surgery because they've got the little ridges inside here, similar to this but a lot smaller. So in here, so can you hear that? Anyways, yeah. Yeah, they're great for gripping on things. So yeah, I use them for my ABs. That way I don't have to worry about the shiny coating or oh, stray drill. Yeah, so I don't have to worry about any damage, possible damage, or dulling of the shine. So I just use tweezers. I learned the name of these actual tweezers recently from watching a medical video on YouTube. Yeah, I watch some really weird stuff on YouTube. Along with really cool stuff like diamond painting. I watch lots of different diamond painters. Well, not lots, but several. I watch several different diamond painters on YouTube. I also watch dark and creepy videos. Like Mindseed TV. They do ghost hunting. I watch Mr. Ballin. He's a storyteller. He tells strange, dark, and mysterious stories. They are all true stories. They are all real stories of real people, real occurrences. And yeah, he's really cool. He just recently did a graphic novel that you can order through Amazon. I actually have it pre-ordered because it actually doesn't come out until October, I believe. I can't remember the exact date, the exact month, but I pre-ordered it. And yes, it's a graphic novel. And let's see what else. I watched Dr. Pimple Popper. It's Dr. Sandra Lee. I also watched The Tobro. I also watched this guy, Graham, from Scotland. His YouTube channel is The Hoof GP. He trims cow's feet. Yeah, quite a wide variety of videos, eh? Let's see, my number one favorite channel, sorry Mushy, but they came first. I've been watching them for many, many years now. Not many, but quite a few years, like, I don't know, 5, 6 years, something like that, is What the Hales. And Hales, the S is spelled with a $sign. Yes, I've been watching them for quite a number of years. And they do storage auctions in Ohio. Like they buy storage units in Ohio, mostly in Ohio, and down in Florida. They own property in both states. They've recently, last summer, I believe it was, late last summer, they started having issues in court with some bad neighbors down in Florida. And it just went crazy, like off the hook crazy. And their court dealings were discovered by a couple of people that are affiliated with LawTube. And LawTube is a bunch of lawyers and attorneys that film on YouTube. And it's not just lawyers and attorneys in the United States. I've seen at least one from Canada. Oh yeah, I mentioned this before in another video. There's one from Denmark and there's one from Sweden. There's a couple of them from the United States that are now in South Korea. Well, they're living down in South Korea now. But yeah, they're and they talk about different legal cases, court cases, and a bunch of them, yeah, a whole group of them were talking about the What the Hales videos for a while. And there's some others that they're associated with LawTube, but they're not LawTubers. One in particular is Megan Fox, news reporter, not the actress. And then there's another guy called The Expert. He used to be a lawyer, and now, but then he quit, and he's associated with LawTube because he's friends with a lot of them, and they come on his channel and they all live stream. They all do live streams, and I love watching their videos. Excuse excuse me, there's, yeah, so there's Megan Fox, there's The Expert, there's MG Law, there's the DUI plus guy, Larry Foreman. He's really cool. Oh goodness. And then there's others that are associated. Oh, and then there's the one from Denmark, that's Broken Baker. The one from Sweden is Nick Starro. Those are the ones that I know the most, because those are the ones that I watch the most. And then there's associates of theirs, friends of theirs, that are not actually lawyers or attorneys, like Shizzy Wiznut, The Expert's Wife, The White Rabbit. Oh my goodness. Oh, then there's this one guy, Valhalla Awaits. And then there's also Volstorm and his wife, the Dictionary Diva. And so lots and lots and lots of people. And they live stream every day of the week. Somebody's live streaming almost. Oh, and there's also a counselor, or psychologist or psychiatrist. I can never remember. I'm sorry, but I can never remember. His name, he's known as That Umbrella Guy, or Tug. Him and Megan Fox get together a lot and do live streams together a lot. And yeah, they're hilarious. Hilarious. I love watching their live streams. Quite often I fall asleep to The Expert or to MG Law. Periodically I'll fall asleep to Tug. But yeah, the biggest one that most of them have been doing lately was Laura Owens versus Clayton Echard. If any of you don't know who those people are, Laura Owens is the daughter of a retired radio host, Ron Owens from New York. If I'm remembering correctly, I remember his name is Ron Owens. He used to be on radio. Clayton Echard, he was on the show The Bachelor, and he had when was it? Last year? Yeah, early last year. He got his real estate license to be a realtor, and he'd only been a realtor for a couple of weeks when Laura Owens reached out to him on LinkedIn, and they started messaging. She was interested in buying some property, so they discussed the properties that she was interested in, and one thing led to another, and she ended up at his place, and they had a bit of an intimate moment. Well, a couple of intimate moments. They did not actually sleep together, but she did something else to him. I'm not gonna I'm glossing over, but basically, yeah, so she did the naughty to him, and that was it. That's all that happened. The next day he apologized, said that he overstepped the bounds of, like, because he's supposed to be her realtor. It's supposed to keep it professional, and he overstepped. and she got upset over that. Less than 2 weeks after that incident, she comes back and says, "Oh, I'm pregnant." Say what? Yeah, she's pregnant. Not too long after that, she's like, "Oh, I'm not only pregnant, I'm pregnant with twins." And she's like, "Well, I'll make you a deal. If you sign a dating contract agreeing that you will date me for 2 weeks, I will get rid of the twins. If you refuse, basically I'm going to keep the kids and I'm going to take you to court." And well, yeah, he refused. And yeah, she started saying all kinds of terrible things about the guy and took him to court. And during court, it turned out this was not the first time she had done this. This was actually, it also was not the second time she had ever done this. Turns out he was number 4. Yes, you heard correctly. Number 4 that she had done this to. Claiming to be pregnant and all this stuff. Almost nothing is known about victim number 1. He refuses to get involved in any of this. He wants to be left alone, all of that. So nothing is known about victim number 1, but victim number 2 and victim number 3. I cannot remember which one is which, but like which was victim number 2 and which was victim number 3. But one of them is, his name is Mike Maricini. Another one is a man named Greg Gillespie. She has put restraining orders on. She has restraining orders on all 3 of these guys for different made-up reasons. But these other 2 men, these other two victims of hers, have come out and they're like, "Yeah, we're willing to talk about what she has done to us, about all of her claims and her lies and this and that." And well, it took several months, but during it going to court and going through the court process, and Laura Owens constantly lying on the stand, and she's gone through several different lawyers, and yeah, any evidence that she brought to that her lawyer had submitted turned out to be fraudulent, a lie, made up, altered. Yeah, she altered medical records. She took a sonogram video from YouTube and claimed it as hers. She claims she had a miscarriage. She claims that one of the twins was reabsorbed into her body, into her system. Yeah. So basically, it all finally came to trial on June 10th. The other two, her other 2 victims, they were there at the trial. Megan Fox, the reporter, was there with another YouTuber, Dave Neal, who talks a lot. He does Bachelor podcasts. I've been watching some of his videos lately as well, to do with this case. But yeah, it went to court, went to trial. The judge gave each lawyer less than an hour to question witnesses and whatnot. So basically, and then after all of that was said and done, as soon as the trial was over, Laura Owens' lawyer grabbed his bag, said, "See you at the end of the month, I'm off on holidays." Basically, that's, yeah, the gist of what happened with him. So he took off on holidays with his family. And the judge went over all of the evidence and everything, and the testimonies and whatnot, and she came back and she announced that basically everything that Laura Owens said was a lie. She is a pathological liar, and Clayton Echard did nothing wrong. And he's innocent in everything. So he's cleared of everything, except, of course, she couldn't overrule the protection order against him, because that was granted by a different judge. But yeah, his name has been cleared of all accusations, because yeah, she ended up lying, saying that he goodness, trying to think of a safe word to use. I'll just use the word that they use on LawTube. That she claimed that he arped her. And when the only physical thing that happened was with her mouth. Nothing else. So, oh, I missed this color. So now it's gone. Her case is going to go up again, be looked at by, oh goodness, I cannot remember the terminology. But her case of with all her lies, and she's going to be investigated for perjury by district attorney, I think, or yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, she's going to be investigated for perjury and whatnot. So she might end up doing time. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. So I ended up following that case for several months. And there's this other case that some of the LawTubers were following, like Broken Baker was following it, and a few of the others talked about it a bit here and there, to do with Karen Reed. She was accused of she was accused of running over her boyfriend, a police officer, a Boston police officer named, oh god, Johnny O'Keefe? Yeah, I know his last name is O'Keefe. But yeah, so like in 2021, I think, or my mind, I haven't been following that one that much, so I don't really remember all the detail, as much details. But I just remember yeah, she, the two of them were out one night, they went to the bar, they were drinking with some friends, and then afterwards, after they left the bar, she dropped him off at a buddy's house, another police officer's house, and then she left, went back to his place, and spent the night at his place, basically, while he ended up. Now there's speculation on whether he entered the house or not. There's evidence that claims that he went into the house and some stuff happened in the house, and but his body was found in the snow out in the front yard the next morning. And they're trying to say that she dropped him off and then she backed the car up to drive away, and she hit him with the back end of her car, which made him fly through the air and land on the lawn, on the snow-covered lawn, several meters away, where he then just lay there until he passed away. But there's too much evidence that just does not coincide with being hit by a car. And they had witnesses, they had experts, they had specialists, they had all these different people on the stand, basically all of them saying that no, it does not, the injuries do not coincide with being hit by a vehicle. He's got bad scratches on his arm that look like he was attacked by a dog. But apparently there's no dog saliva or dog DNA or anything like that in the wounds. Which is really odd, because that in itself, is really odd. Also, what's also really odd is the owner of the house that he was at. They had, I believe, a German Shepherd. They had it for like 7 years, I think, and shortly after this incident occurred, they got rid of the dog. Very odd. Don't you think? Very odd, don't you think? Yeah, I think it's very odd. But like when the trial finally ended, it was in court the trial went on for about 2 months. And then the jury deliberated for a couple of days. I can't remember the actual length, but they deliberated and they could not come to a conclusion. They were divided. So it was ended with a hung jury, but they are going to redo the trial. They're going to do it again. So basically they couldn't prove one way or another that whether she had done it. But yeah, so they're gonna later this month, it's going back to court to be discussed. And yeah, I honestly believe that no, she did not do it. And that's one of the things that I really like about watching LawTube is these individuals, these different LawTubers, YouTubers, they take the information from the court case, and they closely scrutinize everything about it. And it was in the Laura Owens case that they discovered this one ultrasound picture of the supposed twins that she claimed that her doctor had that she had gotten from her doctor. They actually found a Fiverr logo in the ultrasound picture. A Fiverr logo, which means she bought the picture off of Fiverr, or she got it from Fiverr. So yeah, like how yeah, how messed up does a person have to be? How messed in the head does a person have to be to fake documents like that? And she admitted in court that yeah, she faked these certain documents, but the documents that she faked were not submitted as evidence in court on her side. They were submitted as evidence on Clayton Echard's side, showing that she had doctored this, she faked that. All of this stuff is all this stuff that she had given to Clayton Echard as proof of her pregnancy was all fake. None of it was real. So yeah, she thought she'd get away with it. Her lawyer thought she'd get away with it. Because yeah, her latest lawyer, yeah, he's apparently quite the piece of work too. Yeah, and then yeah, so and yeah, the What the Hales case. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's quite an interesting case. That one is just, oh my goodness, I don't know what's crazier, the What the Hales case or the Owens v. Echard case. Because the Hales case, this supposed fan, her and her partner, they bought a piece of property across the road from What the Hales in Florida. And this woman, she has nothing positive to say about her partner. The reason I say partner like that is because they kind of lived together. They were married, but then they got a divorce. But they're still living on the same property. They both own this property. This property used to be used as a dumping ground for the locals of the town that this is happening in. So yeah, it was full of garbage, and it was really gross and disgusting. And they also have a little girl, not biologically theirs. She apparently before this girl was born, the woman became friends. She befriended this other woman through Facebook. And this friend of hers on Facebook, turned out that her daughter was pregnant, and but couldn't keep the baby. So she came along and said, well, I'll take the baby, and I'll take care of the baby until for a while, until things settle down and someone else in the family can take over, like take full custody. Somehow, some way, she managed to get custody, like actual custody of this child when she was first born. And right after she got custody of this baby, she cut ties with the baby's biological family and was saying a whole bunch of stuff about the biological family that was not true. And it turns out this is not the first time that she's done something similar. This woman is it's amazing that she was ever allowed to have custody of any children at all, with the way she treats these children. The woman is a pathological liar. She's got what I refer to as the poor me syndrome. Apparently she also it's quite certain that she has Munchausen by proxy. Her own mother has it. But yeah, it's quite certain she has Munchausen by proxy, because this little girl that she has custody over has a life-threatening metabolic disorder. There are people that live with this particular disorder, and they are perfectly fine, happy, healthy people. It's I can't remember all of the details, but it's not a life-threatening metabolic disorder. Let's just put it that way. She just can't eat certain foods. That's it. Yeah, this woman, the reason she got this property across the street from the Hales was in hopes of making money off of his YouTube channel, using his YouTube channel to promote she wanted to make her own YouTube channel, and by using his platform and his followers to grow her YouTube channel and make money. She started up a turtle rescue sanctuary, which is basically she's got turtles and tortoises. Oh, I missed a couple. And don't know how many are currently alive, don't know how many have died in her care. But I wouldn't be surprised if she has had more pass away in her care than has lived. She's had CPS there multiple times. She's had Fish and Wildlife there multiple times. The police are there like pretty much every week. Her and her partner fight all the time. They're very loud. It's just chaos. They've gone to their case. It's gone to court. What the Hales has all of this evidence that shows just how terrible these people are, and his case is still ongoing, because it went to he filed for a protection order against this woman and her partner. He tried in Florida, but he was denied in Florida. I think he tried once or twice in Florida, but then he ended up going to Ohio, because she contacted the mayor of the town that he lives in Ohio, and basically harassed the mayor of that town and lied to him about what the Hills. And so because she did that, what the Hales was able to go to court in Ohio and get a restraining order against the two of them. And it was granted. And then this woman went and filed not once, not twice, but 4 times in Florida for a restraining order against him. Yeah. She filed a restraining order, it got denied. She filed again, it got denied. She filed again, it got denied. The 4th time she filed, it finally was approved to go to court to be seen by a judge. And so it went to court. Unfortunately, this particular judge that it went to court, was presented to in court, is a very biased judge. And this is what the Hales discovered, just how corrupt the legal system is in Florida. Because this particular judge really does not like the lawyer that what the Hales originally had represent him in court because of a previous court case. And yeah, so what the Hales ended up having to get another lawyer, another attorney, because this woman turned around and claimed that his lawyer tried bribing her, offered her money to get her to drop the case, and she refused, which is a blatant lie, totally blatant lie, because that's what she wants. So she wants money. She wants money. With her saying that, the judge actually granted her a temporary protection order against what the Hales, against him. Not his fiancée, just him. And it was only for her, not her partner. So what the Hales is not allowed within 500 feet of her or her property. Unfortunately, with her property being across the road from his, and he has a driveway right there across the road from her property, almost directly across the road from her property. Now, he actually owns several, he owns 70 plus acres. And she owns 1.66 acres. Yeah. So, with the judge granting this order, he's not allowed on the road anywhere near her property, which means he's not allowed to drive down that road to access his property. So, yeah, he can't use that driveway. So it ended up going, at another court hearing, it was discussed about him not being able to access that property, that part of his property, that driveway of his, because the safest way, he also owns an old schoolhouse in that town where his property is, and the safest, quickest, and easiest way for him to go from his property to the schoolhouse is to use the driveway that's right across the road from her property and to drive past her property, because he's now not allowed to do that, according to this protection order, he has to use a different driveway, and he has to go the long way around her property, which takes him out onto a very dangerous section of highway. And it is very dangerous. There's accidents there like almost daily, definitely weekly. Yeah. So a friend of his, a really good friend of his from a neighboring town, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever away, has actually taken that driveway, cleaned up that driveway, cleared a section of the Hales property right there, and created his own little town within a town. It was something that was joked around about by a few, by What the Hales and some of his YouTube friends and whatnot, about a tube town, where it's a town full of YouTubers. It was just a joke. They were just joking around, but this particular friend of his, this YouTuber, decided to make it a reality in that one little section of property, one little section of What the Hales property. So now there is an actual YouTube channel called Tube Town. Population 1, the mayor. The mayor of Tube Town. And it's funny because there are people that, like, friends of What the Hales, will actually go there, and there's games. They hang out and they hang out and they have fun, joking around and whatnot. And unfortunately, the cops have a tendency of getting called by the bad neighbors. Yeah, there are surveillance cameras up on both properties, pointing at each property. But it's just, the ridiculousness of it all is just, yeah, ridiculous. Yes, ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. But it's just, it's crazy. All the claims that this woman keeps making, calling the cops all the time. And the reason that it's, and yeah, you're probably shaking your head going, well, if he has a protection order against her and she's doing all this bad stuff, yeah, they've both her and her partner have broken the protection orders against them multiple times. Well, the reason that they're not in jail and are still able to get away with, are still getting away with breaking the protection order, is because, oh goodness, oh, I can't remember who it is now. My memory is not the best, but Governor General, I think, or something like that, or someone from the governor, anyways, some political person told the police, basically told the police force, don't follow the protection order because it's not ours, it's from Ohio. Basically, what it comes down to is the police force was told, just ignore it, basically. It has no relevance here because it's on Ohio, not Florida. Well, now the guy has turned around and changed his mind, I guess, about it, because there's been a huge uproar. And so it's gotten way out of hand. Way out of hand. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. It's, oh my goodness. yeah, it's just like, why keep up with the lies? Same with Laura Owens. Why do you keep up with the lies? You're just burying yourself, excuse me, giving opposing counsel more fodder to use against you in court. Yeah. Oh, a siren. Oh, speaking of what the hells, their video starts. They upload a video every day. Just about every single day. They try to every day. At just before 2:30 p.m. my time, which is like 5:30 Eastern time. Yeah, because I'm on the west. Yeah. Yeah, so in the meantime, yeah, that's what I've been watching, is crazy legal stuff on YouTube. I'm working on this, and I've got tote bins here full of my stuff that I've been gradually going through. My dad is worried about me overburdening the fifth wheel with too much weight from my stuff, and so I'm going through my stuff gradually and deciding what is important enough to have in here and what can stay in storage. And yeah, I've got a bunch of books that I'm definitely keeping. Some of the books are really hard to find, or really expensive, and I know if I get rid of them, I'll never be able to afford to replace them. Others are psychology books, because yeah, I'm interested in psychology. I've studied it off and on for years, on my own. So yeah, my psychology books, I won't get rid of those, but there are certain novels that I want to read them and then get rid of them. Other novels I will always keep for sentimental reasons. But yeah, I actually, yesterday, I went to my dad's and did a load of laundry, and while my laundry was getting done, I started reading this book, and it is actually a movie now, and when I'm done reading the book, I'm gonna watch the movie, and it's called The Help. And yeah, it's a really neat book. I really like it. I'm already halfway through the book. Yeah, I really like the book. I'm finding it, but like you may have noticed, I'm really weird. I really like weird things. But yeah, see, it's The Help. Change begins with a whisper. Now a major motion picture. So these are the actual actresses from the movie. But yeah, I really like the book. But see, I am halfway through. Yeah, halfway through. Chapter 16, page 242. Yeah. I told myself last night I better set the book aside and go to bed, or else I'll have the book finished and it'll be morning. Oh, sorry, I had to have a quick drink there. So, done this color. I hope you're able to see this well enough. I know I could have it. I could have had it closer, but I'm almost done with this section, and yeah, you may have noticed I can get a section done in the round in just under an hour, and takes me longer with a square. Oh, Sorry, I gotta turn this fan on. Isn't this a cute little fan? I got this a couple of years ago. It's got 3 settings. You plug it, you can charge it in the back. Comes with the base. But yeah, it's got 3 settings. I don't know if you can hear that, but it is 33.3 degrees Celsius in here. So that would be, I don't know. I'm guessing close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's pull out my other phone and check. Let's see. 33.3 Celsius to Fahrenheit. Oh, it is 91.94 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh. Yep, too hot for me. Too hot for me. I struggle with heat. I struggle with the cold. In a way, I'm allergic to the cold. I know that's weird, but I'm allergic to the cold. If I get too cold, I will actually break out in a rash. Not pretty. The heat makes me nauseous, dizzy, and lightheaded. Yeah, not fun. And my fan just died. So, I will plug it in. There we go. Turn that back on. Okay, 3. So, yeah, so that's what I've been doing lately. Yeah, watching all those YouTubers, law tubers. Yeah, the diamond painters that I watch. There's Mushy, of course, from Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting. Eileen from Diamond Crafts by Eileen, or Crafts by Eileen. I'm sorry, Eileen, I keep forgetting. I just remember it's Eileen. Eileen's channel, yay. I also I watch Carpe Diem diamond painting. I watch Diamond Crafting with Besties, I think it's called. Diamond Grandma. I really need to write these names down because I'm terrible with names. I know the law tubers' names are easier for me to remember because every time they live stream, they've got the names in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, like they'd have it written down right there. And their live streams go for like, they're very seldom less than an hour. But okay, let me see. There's DP Crazy Lady. Oh, Starlight Star Bright 70. Can't forget her. She's a fellow Canadian, but now she's gone to the dark side. No, just kidding. She's Canadian, but she lives down in New Mexico with her husband. There's Diamond Painting Anonymous, who is American and going to be moving up here to Canada soon. The East Coast, not the West Coast where I am. Oh my goodness. I know there's a few more of you out there. they're ones that I just recently started watching. Like, I did watch Diamond Painting with Jack. I did start watching her channel. I like her channel too. Oh goodness. Yeah, I need to start writing things down because my memory just is terrible. It may not seem like it, but yeah, my memory for certain things is terrible. Yeah, and that's an issue that I have. It's been an ongoing issue with my dad for years. I forget certain things and I get in trouble from my dad. And yes, I still call him Daddy. He'll always be my daddy. He's my dad. And I love him very, very muchly. And I will always be there for him. He's always been there for me. He may not always approve of my choices in life, but I know I've always been able to go to him whenever my problems get to be too big for me to handle, when they're too hard for me to deal with. And yeah, and his girlfriend, she is awesome as well. She don't put up with no guff. She don't put up with anybody's crap. Oops. Yes, I said crap. With their crapola. Yeah. If she's mad at you, you know, she'll bite your ear off. But yeah, they both have been very helpful, very supportive. And I still have a hard time getting over the fact that my dad is now in his 70s. He is now 76 years old. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 76. Yeah, he's an old guy. But yeah, very active, very, very active, very busy during the day. Both of them are. And then there's me, just sitting here doing my diamond paintings. I'm like my cat. I burn as little energy as I possibly can. I conserve my energy. Although I really need to get off my butt and actually start using my bike. I bought a bike. I've got to use it. Yep. Got to start riding it. That'll help me lose weight. Make it easier on me with my health. And oh my goodness. Oh goodness. So, hopefully you've stuck around this long. I know it's a really long video. Almost an hour and a half now. And this is why I like doing rounds. I like doing rounds because they're faster. I get through a section faster. So then I can move on to the next section and then the next. But I don't mind doing squares. I really don't mind doing squares. I prefer rounds, but I am more than willing to do squares as well. Because at the end of the day, they still both look really cool. They look really awesome. Yeah, I really don't know how many more videos I'm going to be able to do Right now, because of having a limited number of canvases, because I've got this one, I've got my monster number 2, I've got a skull with flowers, and then I've got a sunflower one, which is a duplicate. I've already done a sunflower one, but I'm gonna do this duplicate one as well. And then I also have I have a failed diamond painting. I call it a failed diamond painting. I did a quick video about it, showed it. The canvas does not look like the thumbnail at all. In the thumbnail, there's a lot of red, lots of red. In the canvas itself, there is very, very little red. I've decided I'm going to actually do that canvas because I want to, I bought a bottle of Mod Podge a while back, but it's the matte kind, it's not like a glossy kind. And I want to see how it will look. I want to see what the matte will look like on a canvas, if it really dulls the drills or not. So yeah, so I'm going to turn that one into an experiment, and if it looks really good, then I'm going to use the rest of the bottle of Mod Podge to seal a few other diamond paintings. So then, because I have some really large diamond paintings that are completed that I want to send to my friend down in Colorado so that her husband can frame them and then they can sell them. And then the money that they make from selling them can go towards buying more diamond paintings for her to ship to me to share with you guys. Yep. Yeah, so she picks diamond paintings that she likes, and if she comes across one that she thinks that I would like, then she'll get it and ship it to me. And yeah, I actually have 2 completed diamond paintings, large ones, that I want to seal before I ship them to her, and they are actually for her caregiver, because her health is a bit poorly, so she has a caregiver who helps her out and is an awesome woman. And so yeah, as a gift from both of us, yeah, it's going to be a gift from both of us for her caregiver, is these 2 canvases. And we both know that she's just going to love them. And so yeah, I am finally completed this section. So now I will roll it. Oh, crunch, crunch. Crunch, crunch. I have to be very careful when rolling with this plastic roller. This is actually my second plastic roller. The first one broke because I have a habit of pressing too hard. I was like really pressing hard, and the wheel popped off to the point where it would not go back on. And I've actually made the wheel pop off this one once already, so now I'm more careful with it. Okay, so that is it. I am done with this section. I'm going to turn this off. Yeah, it's looking quite interesting. When this is all done, I will show you a view from, from further back, so we can all have a look and see how it looks. Yeah, if you want to share your love, maybe, if I don't know, I don't know if I'm asking too much, but I'm gonna put my email address in the description below. It's linked to both my Facebook and PayPal if you wanna if you want to share the love and help me out with being able to buy more canvases to show you and share with you. That would be awesome. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting that Cookie Monster from Meow and Forever. I'm hoping to be able to afford it by October, when I get my GST at the beginning of October. If I have the funds before then, that's awesome. If not, then yeah, will be getting it at the beginning of October, and it'll be here in time for my birthday later in October. So it will be an early birthday present for myself. So yeah, if you want to share the love, go ahead, and or if you want to just email me and tell me what you think of my videos. Yeah, my email address will be in the description below. And until next time, I love you folks, and I hope you have a good 4th of July for everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!